Friends, how are you?
I'm doing great. How's everybody else?
Wow, what a group.
I'm alive, excited, and full of energy because you are here, Mr. Cliff Freeman. Thank you for agreeing to come on the podcast. Everyone, if you guys don't know, Cliff is our mentor and senior partner here at EXP, and he has guided me for the last 2 years to increase my business and to grow my group. And just a little bit of story about Cliff. Cliff, you were the one that made Crystal, my wife, decide that I had to join EXP. Just so you know,
You
we
never
were
told me that story, John.
yeah. I'll just tell you, I was on the phone with you on speaker in a Uber in LA, and we were
Right.
just getting off from LAX, and I was on the phone with you, and you were so convincing. When I hung up the phone, Crystal, my wife in the back, she's like, "You need to get involved now." So that's when I went and put in my application that day. So thank you for your
Oh,
mentorship and your support in the past. And so everybody, if you don't know who Cliff is, he's out of Dallas, Fort Worth, and Texas. And Cliff's been in real estate since 1987. So that's 34 years of experience that he's going to share with you today on
oh.
how to take more listings. So without further ado, welcome, Cliff. Thank you for being here.
Well, John, thanks, man. This is really exciting. I have some very familiar and friendly faces I see out there. Simone, obviously, Steve and Jack, and just it's so great to see the group here. Um, and man, this is something really cool that you're doing. So tell me, Jack, or sorry, John, tell me a little bit about this particular call. Do you guys do this every week?
Yeah, every week. So this is also a part of my podcast
Okay.
that my wife has created. But it started out from a very generic Zoom call that we do for the group, and then I thought of interviewing top producers, and then it became a Facebook Live, and then now it's become a podcast. So
Right.
it's every week we do this, and we provide as much value as possible inside the EXP group, and to whoever. Now it's to everybody.
What a great leader and mentor you are for doing this for your folks, man. That's you're going to be a Hall of Famer. You already are a Hall of Famer, John. That's all I can say. So you want me to talk a little bit about listings for a while?
Yes.
So let me see if I can get a little understanding. Are most of you in the well, just for discussion purposes, are most of you in the Vancouver area? No, right? But
We're everywhere,
mostly we're all over the place. Okay.
all over the place. Yes.
So let me take a poll if I could. And in fact, I think what I want to do here is I want to show you guys something if that's possible. Would I be able to share my screen there per chance?
Yes.
And I want to talk to you a little bit because listings right now are sort of the holy grail. Okay.
Absolutely.
And I can tell you, I just want to take a minute and describe a little bit about the market that we're in right now. So I'm just going to share my screen. And is everybody here familiar with the term market absorption?
I am.
Okay.
How many
Market absorption.
versus how many have sold in the past month?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, can you guys, what are you seeing on the shared screen now? Are you seeing a PDF of some numbers?
Yeah, 112
Okay.
active, 277 pending, 320 off market, 1887 sold.
Okay. This is an area where I live in Dallas, Fort Worth called Frisco. Frisco is one of the fastest growing cities in the United States. And it's the Dallas Cowboys just moved their headquarters here. Toyota moved their national sales headquarters right next door. Liberty Mutual. We've got all kinds of corporate relocations taking place here, as well as a population boom. So a lot of the folks that are leaving the coast, coming from California and the East Coast, are coming right to our area here. This is a phenomenon, of course, being February, this is normally not the busiest time of year, right?
Right.
So normally we don't see a lot of pressure on one side or the other. For those of you who recall from real estate school, you may remember that a balanced market is considered to be 6 months of inventory.
Right.
Does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
Okay. If you got 12 months of inventory, that's a lot of houses on the market. That makes it a buyer's market.
Buyer's market, correct.
Yeah. Anything below 6 months is a seller's market. Very tight, nothing for sale. I want you to look here. If you can see this, I can make it a little bigger. This is the absorption rate, the estimated months of inventory.
Oh.
And you can see in these price points, 200 to 400, we have 0.2 of a month of inventory. In fact, not until you get up to $1 million do you see more than a month's worth of inventory. That means that all the houses on the market right now in Frisco will sell out in a month.
Mm-hmm.
There will be no more houses for sale unless something comes and replaces them.
Not great being a buyer's agent right now, is it?
It's very difficult. We're seeing multiple offers all over the place. And so we are doing a lot of training. That would be another good topic to cover, is how to win multiple offers. We've got a lot of really good strategies on how to do that. And the key thing is you just have to educate your client about, and all state contracts and country contracts are different. So you have different ways to get your clients in and out of a deal. Mm-hmm. But the key thing is to know what levers you can turn, what buttons you can push to get your offer to go to the top of the pile, right? We just started our own mortgage company for that reason as well. Mm-hmm. Okay. Our mortgage company has a $3,000 on-time closing guarantee, where they'll pay the seller $3,000. If you use both our mortgage company and title company, we double that and make it $6,000. So that helps move our offers up to the top. But when it comes to listings here, listings are very precious, and there's pressure on commissions as well. Right. So there are way more people moving here than there are people selling their homes. A lot of people are in this market. They're figuring, wow, if there ever was a time to FSBO my home, it's now, right? The only problem is that a FSBO gets run over. They get completely crushed when they have more than 4 or 5 offers. They don't know what they're doing. Right. So we find a lot of people are still, the percentage of FSBOs being sold has not really gone up. Okay. Mm-hmm. But what has happened is we've seen a bit of competition on commissions. Mm-hmm. So what we look at listings at right now is not really what we do in a market where there's a plethora or a lot of listings, but we look at it as an opportunity to, what other business can we transact with a listing? Can we get the buy side? In other words, we're going after the seller to get both the buy side and the listing. And in most cases here, our prices, guys, are up 10% year over year. Wow. In other words, if a house sold for $100 last year, it's selling for $110 this year.
My goodness.
So that's a big jump. Everybody's got equity. You know, people are, the problem is that people selling houses don't have any place to go. They have no place to buy. So if you become a problem solver, it's not all about the money. It's about how can you get a seller into a home without them being homeless, because people are not taking contingent offers. No. Nobody's taking contingent offers here. If I list a seller's home and it sells, then I have to go out into the jungle and try to find them a house where there's no selection and multiple offers. Okay. So as listing consultants, what we've done is we've learned that we have to be more than just transaction junkies. Okay. Yeah. We have to help the seller solve this huge problem of, how do I eliminate the risk for me in this transaction? Well, guys, you all know there's only a couple of ways that a seller is going to be able to buy before they sell. One is they got enough cash that they can just go and wait and find the house to buy that house, and then put theirs on the market. That's one way. Right. Another way is to be able to afford 2 mortgage payments and go buy the house they want to buy first. And remember, what you got to let a seller know is the worst time to buy a house is when you have to.
Right.
Because if you give yourself a week to go find a house and there's no selection, you're in big trouble.
Right.
So what we're really focused on in this market is helping the seller get access to a home first before we put theirs on the market. So the whole listing presentation and the whole value proposition is different here than it might be in where you are. So when we walk in with our bag of tools into a listing appointment, now we're talking about things of, yes, we can get you top of the market and get it sold in less than market time. But what we also are going to do is help solve the problem of you being homeless when we get your home sold. And we explain to them, we walk them through the problem, and a lot of them just aren't conscious of it. They know about it, but they don't know how it's going to impact them on the sale of their home. So now our listing presentation becomes more about how can we take the risk out of this transaction for you.
Wow.
I don't know if you guys have companies in Canada like Homeward or Up Equity or Ribbon, but we actually have spawned a new industry of companies that will provide the financing for sellers to purchase a new home before they sell their home.
Like a bridge financing sort of thing.
Very similar, but it's not with a traditional bank. Okay. Now, traditional banks here will do bridge loans. They're still not very proficient at it. Okay. These other companies come out of the real estate business and it's all they do. So they're better. Their fees range anywhere from like 1.3% of the value of the home you're buying if you use their mortgage company, all the way up to 3% of the value of the home you're buying. So you have to be very knowledgeable and very careful about who you select to go to work with, right? However, when you walk in with that ability and that partner, you don't tell the seller who it is yet, but you come in and you show this value proposition and say, hey, look, and I'll even cover the cost that it takes out of my commission. Normally we're 6%, but because I know you're going to have to pay 1% in order to use this company, I'll reduce my commission by 1% so that you're not out any money, but I'll be able to guarantee you that you can buy your home and have that risk completely taken out of the transaction. And then we come in and put your home on the market. Okay.
Wait, hang on. So Cliff, this is available all over the US, right? This company?
There are some that I think Homeward is available in Canada as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
I may be mistaken.
Is that a private company or is it?
It's owned by Tim Heil, who is, he's a young man who was a protege of Gary Keller at Keller Williams.
Wow.
And the guy's just really super smart. And he came up with the idea.
Oh, thank you, Leonie. So it's Homeward. So www.homeward.com.
Yes. And I'm not sure, does it say if it's available in Canada?
I don't believe so. I've never heard of it, but this would be a game changer for all the US agents on this call, guys. Check that out. A lot of sellers don't want to put their home on the market because they know they'll be in competition and they're going to be homeless if they put their home on the market. Therefore, they won't list. So if you provide them with this value here, you get the listing, you get the confidence of the seller, and they won't be homeless.
Exactly.
Perfect.
So the other program that we've come up with to compete on the listing side is known, this one I call our, and I'm sorry here, let me just pull this back up. This is our builder trade up program, which can also be used. I use this also as a loyalty program to make sure that I get to list my past clients' homes. Now, again, it's always a business decision as to whether you play with your commission. I don't lead with that. I'm not the low cost provider Only if I'm in a competitive situation where I know it's going to be a strategic advantage for me, am I going to reduce my commission on something. There are certain cases, like for example, if I'm working with a builder and that builder requires that any buyer that buys a new home from them not submit an offer contingent on the sale of their home, then that builder can come to me. If they find an unrepresented buyer in their office, they can send that unrepresented buyer to me, and I'll present them with what's called the builder trade up program. And let me show you how that works. Have you guys seen anything like this or heard about it?
I haven't. No, this is
Okay.
brand new. This is great.
This is breaking news. Okay, here we go. All right. Give your realtor a commissionectomy. Okay. So what it's all about is essentially this guaranteed buyout here at the bottom. Guaranteed buyout. Are you worried about 2 mortgage payments, 2 moves, or losing upgrade money? We will buy your home for up to 97% of market value, guaranteed in writing, so that you can buy your new home hassle-free. If any profit is made on the sale of your home, on our end, we'll refund it to you. Now, so I'll tell you who came up with this was Jimmy Franklin with EXP in Houston. They sell 1,500 homes a year, and most of their business is builder business.
Wow.
What you're doing is you're taking the risk of that buyer not being able to close on the new home because they couldn't sell their home.
Mhm.
You're taking that risk on for the builder. In return, that builder is sending you all of their unrepresented business so that you can get paid on the builder side a realtor commission, in addition to what you're going to make on the guaranteed buyout. They'll also send you other business if you're willing to do it just for the guaranteed buyout. They'll send you people that have 8 buyer agents as well. But what you want are the unrepresented buyers that walk into their office. Okay? So this is how you get a listing. You know, somebody moving up into a new construction home that does not have a realtor yet, but is in a situation where the builder says, we don't take contingent offers. You're going to have to sell your house 3 months before your house is done. And we don't care where you live, whether it's on the street or with relatives, but essentially you're going to be homeless for 3 months. I step up and say, don't worry about that, Mr. Builder. In the event that we take their house, put it on the market and can't sell it, I'll step up and buy it.
Wow.
Okay. In a market like this, it makes perfect sense where prices are appreciating 10% a year. I wouldn't do this in a falling market.
No.
That'd be like trying to catch a knife, right? But you guys see that? You see how this works?
Yeah. So what I'm understanding is that you approach the builder with this program where, you know, they walk in without a realtor and you provide them with that value and guarantee that, you know, if we can't get your price, we'll buy it. And so they'll just list with you and they'll buy the new home.
Now, there are restrictions on the program. I want you guys, don't be afraid that you're going to have to go out and buy a bunch of houses. We put automatic price reductions in the agreement so that within 6 weeks, that house will be priced about 6 or 7% below where it was listed.
Right.
The reason why we do that is because we want to make sure we don't miss the market. In a market like this, where there is no inventory, that house is going to sell 100% of the time.
100%.
Okay? And we're going to take it. We're not going to list it at some ridiculous amount, right? So you don't buy the listing. You list it at a market value.
Gotcha.
But because you're making that guarantee of the purchase, now that buyer's got that guarantee in their pocket. They walk into the builder and they say, here's the guarantee. We want to still buy that house. Now, so what I've just talked about is 2 ways, one with a resale and one with a builder. With a builder, you can kind of take care of it yourself. With the resale, you may not be able to convince that seller that it's the right deal for them, that you're going to buy the house in the event that it doesn't sell. But you could use that strategy on resales as well.
Mm.
Guys, what it's all about is I'm taking the seller's problem and I'm not focusing on just a small part of it.
Yeah.
The small part is selling his house, and that's the easiest part. The
Right.
hardest part is how's he going to get into his next house and get the one that he really wants.
Yeah.
If
So
you
you
can
don't
solve
think
that problem, you're going to beat every other listing agent out there.
that's a whole different mindset, because right now all we're thinking about is getting the listing, but we're not really thinking about where are these guys going to move, and they won't
Right.
list unless they know exactly where to move.
But come on, guys, selling a house is not their problem. That's easy, right? It's how are they going to find their dream home and sell and get their house sold?
Wow. So is this your value proposition and to differentiate yourself in today's market right now to beat out another listing agent in your market?
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Wow. So Cliff, I know you have a program. I don't know if it's available to everybody else outside of EXP, but it's called SLAM. Can you touch a little bit on that?
Absolutely. Yeah. I just, in fact, I just coached. We had a training and coaching call for SLAM. It's actually, I bought a master license from Verl Workman.
Okay.
Verl is out of Salt Lake City. He's amazing. And he created this, he coaches some of the top agents in the country. He's got private one-on-one coaching. The most expensive coaching he has is $5,000 a month. And that's directly with Verl. That's who you coach with. But he's also got an online program that's got 4 parts to it that is amazing. If you're a newer agent, if you've been in the business about a year, or even if you've been in the business for a while and you just want to refresh your business a little bit, for $9.97 a month, you can join Mega Expansion. And thanks, John, I'll borrow some time again here and just put this up here so that people can see it.
Wow. Thank you.
If you'll go to this website here, this is the member login, but down here is what you can do to sign up for it. Okay. And while we're on this, I'm sorry, I hit stop share. I didn't mean to. I'm going to play just a real short video to introduce you. Is it okay if I do that, John, just to introduce people to the? Yeah. So here's what it's all about.
Hi, Verl Workman here, CEO of Workman Success Systems. I want to welcome you all to the Workman family. You know, today agents and brokers and brands are pulling back. They're trying to figure out how to navigate in these uncertain waters. You know, at every obstacle in life comes a choice point, and the choices you make right now will determine whether or not you succeed going forward. At Workman Success Systems, we coach and we train some of the most successful agents, teams, and brokers in North America. And it's really clear to me why they're successful. Today, they're more engaged and they're more focused than ever before, providing great services, giving back to their communities, and really developing their people. I have to let you know that you are so fortunate to have a great leader in Cliff Freeman, a VXP mega expansion, who is literally investing in your success right now instead of pulling back. That's right, he's just licensed the Workman Success world-class training systems exclusively for you that are part of his group, because he wants you to thrive and to grow and position yourselves for the bounce that's just around the corner. I'd like to invite you to join Cliff and myself on Thursday, April 2nd at 3 p.m. Central Time as we launch this incredible new training program that includes our buyer agent mastery training, listing agent mastery, learning how to list like a rock star, and the best admin training in the world. And our newest program that just launches April 1st called RAMP, which is designed to get every single agent an additional 2 transactions a month. Ladies and gentlemen, right now is the time to get our houses in order and to really focus on a high level of execution of the basic fundamentals that the elite simply do better. Your new Mega Expansion Elite Training Center is ready to launch, and I am excited to share it with you. On this call, I promise to not only share with you a lot of the tools and the systems that are now available to you, but I'm going to share with you how the elite are listing and closing deals in every market every day in some of the hardest hit markets in the country. You don't want to miss this Zoom meeting, and I promise you it's going to be informational. It's going to
Okay, so that was that was an intro, but you get the idea. I mean, these are the four parts of the training. Guys, this is 2 caramel macchiatos a month. The only reason why I charge for this is because I know if I make it free, guess what?
Yeah, it's no skin in the game.
Yeah, I mean, but $10. I mean, if you really need $10, call me. I'll give it to you. Okay. But I mean, for the value,
because a lot of us are in your group,
right?
but what if someone watching right now who's not a part of our group, how do they get access to this as well?
They can still go to megaexpansion.com.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Well, Cliff, we're out of time, but thank you so much for coming today. And how do we follow you on social media? Where do we find you besides?
Yeah, just Google me. Cliff Freeman, the Cliff Freeman Group. Cliffreeman.tv. John, I'm going to have you back on the Cliff's Notes TV podcast here. We got to get you scheduled, my friend, and super excited to do that again.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here today, and thanks everyone for being here. I hope you got a lot of value on taking more listings. Have a great day, all. We'll talk to y'all soon.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Yep.